The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comics Network or its sponsors. Warning. The following live broadcast may contain loud, obnoxious, shrill, and alarming noises that might be considered disturbing, if not outright uncomfortable to listen to, especially if you are wearing headphones. I share my office space with an African gray parrot, an African gray parrot, and two parakeets that I have no control over while I am live streaming, unlike my regular videos where I have the opportunity to edit them out as best as I can. And apparently, I'm also have a cat that's decided to bother me right now the second I hit go live. So we're doing that now too. If you are sensitive to loud, surprising background noises, I recommend either not turning your volume up too loud or watching my edited pre-recorded videos instead. Viewer discretion is advised. You see? There you go. And, there we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me just find everything here. I really wish a Streamyard could organize this better, or at least allow me to organize this better. So welcome everybody to another Wednesday live stream. So I didn't have one last week, so today I have to make up for it. But yeah, we're trying to make it as regular as possible. But you know what? You get what you get. So welcome everybody to another drawing live stream. So who's joining us today in the Oh, hello, Efrain. Hello. It's like, dropped a disclaimer. Well, maybe I should make them shorter. Maybe it's like, no, just cut them, just drop them completely. But you know what? I need the cards to hide behind. to get settled. So it's either that or I play the intro music for the full 3 minutes. So, hello, Jay Solano. Hello. And hello, Joe. Welcome. So yes, I see you. Then run the bird warning. Okay. The parrot, you see, they're all acting up right now. So you see, I definitely need a disclaimer for them. But and yes, I do see you. The 4 people next to the giant eyeball on my screen watching me from regions beyond. If you are watching me from Facebook, if you're watching me from Twitter, come on over to YouTube. Join the sexy people in my chat. Keep everybody company here. It's it's a lot more comfortable here. Also, the fact that Facebook has a tendency to act up. We had a show where Facebook completely disappeared from our feed, and Twitter doesn't allow me to see any comments whatsoever. So so if you want to interact with the show, YouTube is the best place to do it. So come on over and join us here. So where am I? Yes. And welcome everyone who's watching from Twitch as well. I'm still getting used to the idea that Twitch deletes videos after a week. So I have to learn how to do like shorts and things so that, I can put like more, more permanent clips on there so you know what's going on here. So you know what, look, if you're joining us for the first time, welcome from Twitch. And I hope I don't know, I hope you enjoy what I'm offering here for the next 2 hours. So whatever this is. So before Efrain gives me the official warning, hello, Eric Hawkins. Hello, welcome. Yeah, so before Efrain rings the bell and gives me the warning, hello, everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I am a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and you know what that means.
With a few exceptions, the characters on this program are weird and peculiar and not to be trusted.
And I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which updates every day, Monday through Friday at talltalesonline.com. And I am just fulfilling the last of the Peacekeepers campaign. So if you pledged to the Peacekeepers, thank you so much. Your reward pledges should already be on their way to you, or they're in the process of being packed and being on their way to you. So hopefully by Friday I can get all the packages out. But right now I am also known for my medieval fantasy soap opera drama Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, which returns to Kickstarter officially March 24th. We might as well just claim it right now. March 24th, back on Kickstarter with Eagle Raven issue 6. So if you missed out on the previous issues, don't worry. They're all going to be available on this campaign. Excuse me, they're all going to be available on this campaign, issues 1 through 6, along with every other book that I've ever put out, including Tall Tales, if you've missed out on the Tall Tales campaign. I am also co-host with Nina Lanning on the Rage Into the Vlogs show every Monday and Friday on the Indie Comics Network. So check that out. We return Friday at 11 a.m. So make sure you Eastern time. All times are Eastern, and all the links are in the show notes below. In the meantime, you can read both my comics online at Tall Tales, Tails online, and egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. And you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube, right here at my channel at Daphne Lage Art, LAGE Art, which simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network. So make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever any of our shows go live. So yes, thank you to the 10 people who are now watching us. So let's see here. Oh yes, Nita's been putting all the links in the show notes. So if you're good, so in the show notes and in the chat as well. I put the stuff in the show notes. She puts the stuff in the chat. So everything is D4. Oh, okay. Bingo. Bingo. I don't know. It's like, what the fuck? I don't know. Oh, and hello, and everybody say hello to my cousin Regina in the chat. Bonjour. Hello, my cousin. So everyone say hello to my cousin in the chat. Yes, and let's see. You have to jump on Twitch afterwards. I can't convert streams to highlights to last. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do. So here is John Celestri scanning. Oh, everyone's working today. No, the title is not about you. It's just a general conversation that, no, as far as I know, it's like we got your books already. So from your campaign to us getting your books, we're golden. We're good. So, So, yes. So in the, right. Oh, okay. So, all right. And here we go. How old is he? Oh my goodness. I think he might be college age right now. I think, I think, how old are you? I don't know. It's like, maybe, I don't know. I know that, he's probably college age. My sister is the one that keeps track of it because technically he's her bird. So I'm sure she has that written down, his birthday written down somewhere. But all I know is that he's college age. When they say that if you own like exotic pets like that, especially parrots, and they say that sometimes you have to consider the idea that they might outlive you, they're not kidding. They are not kidding. I do not recommend them. That these are not casual pets. But he's right here, so we're all stuck with each other. So that's all we can say. So so that's so that's pretty much okay. So let's see here. So yeah, so what else? Oh yeah, before I forget. So speaking of fulfillment, I just want to make sure that everybody knows that we have a 10% coupon at Gemini Comics. Is it Gemini Comics or Gemini Mailer? It's like I don't. It's like look, you all know, you're all familiar with the Gemini. If the next save 10% on your next Gemini Mailer order, you just Gemini Comic Supply. Jesus, it's right there in the graphic. It's something. I gotta get my glasses updated. Yes, so you can save 10% on your next Gemini mailer order at Gemini Comic Supply. You don't necessarily have to use it on Gemini mailers. I specifically was using this code to buy the tons of bags and boards that we're constantly going through with all the campaigns. And I was able to save a pretty penny using our own Raging 10 code. So make sure that you take advantage of that as well for Aura, for what am I saying? For all your comics fulfillment related needs. And it's like, I'm just like really surprised that, I bought like 1,000, like 500, like 1,000 of these bags and boards in total, because both current age and a silver age. And we're almost, did I freeze? Oh, okay. All right. There we go. I froze for a second. So there we go. We're almost gone using those. I mean, I'm telling you, it's like about 1,000 bags and boards, and we might have to buy another batch again. It's like, hey. But you know what? But that's good though, because that means that our campaigns are growing as as we go along. More people are coming in, more people are enjoying them, more people are backing the book. So thank you so much. So so it's like, if I have to buy more supplies because of you, that's gravy, isn't it? Because that tells me that there's more of you who are really enjoying our books, between Tall Tales, between Ego Raven, between the Oswald Chronicles, that you're all enjoying the books, and we're very happy for that. So, like I said, Peacekeepers is in the process of shipping. I started sending out packages on Monday. So I sent out another batch yesterday. So I don't have that many left. I think I have like another 13 packages. I just want to do a shout out to the 10 people right now who have not filled out their surveys currently. I have 10 packages that they're ready to go, but I need your surveys in order to do that. So if you back the Peacekeepers campaign, please check to make sure that you filled out the survey and return it to me. I cannot send anything out unless I have your address, of course. And I cannot get your address if you don't fill out your survey. So make sure you fill out your survey, and so I can get your stuff out. Trust me, you paid your good hard-earned money on my books. I want you to have them. I want you to get them. So make sure you fill out your surveys on Kickstarter, and that's it's like, oh, okay, all right, hold on. No, I'm just seeing really funny emojis in the chat. Hello, Lord Mark. Hello. The one with the tuna, I don't know. The one with the fish is just cracking me up. It's like, I mean, look, look, honestly, I find the whole survey thing really, really obnoxious. I really do wish that there was a better way for Kickstarter. And you know what? And I'm pretty sure that there is a better way for Kickstarter to collect information and get us the information that we need, because I find them obnoxious too. I think that they're like, look at this fish. Can you see? I love that fish. I love that. Hello, Charles Santino. Oh, it's been a while. Yes, tropical fish. Well, unfortunately, we've never had that much luck with fish, so we never had to worry about them. The last time I had to take care of my sister's fish, I accidentally killed them all. So, aquariums are not, they're like my kryptonite. So yeah, so I wish that Kickstarter would you know would figure out a way to, like, I mean, because Indiegogo does it. Like, you don't have to fill out a survey for Indiegogo. If they have your information already, you fill out, when you get an account, you fill out your information, and if you pledge, you already have a shipping address on file. So I don't understand why Kickstarter. I mean, because I still have, look, all I can say is that if you have pledged to any of my previous campaigns, if you pledged to Tall Tales, if you pledged to a previous Ego Raven campaign, please check your surveys. That's the 10 that I'm waiting for Tall Tales is only in addition to the stack of rewards I still have here for previous campaigns, because people are not filling out their surveys. So, like I said, if you want to I want you to get your stuff. You paid for your stuff. All I need to do is send them out. So please go into your Kickstarters. Make sure that you filled out all your surveys. Oh, hello, Jake. Hello. Oh, and it's like, yes, they have your, yeah, I know. Everybody has your information. Even the little NSA guy watching me on the in the computer camera, he has all my information too. So yes, and because we have Joe in the chat, is Joe still in the chat? I'm pretty sure he's at work, but we're going to assume Joe is still in the chat because Jake just popped in, so you know what that means.
I don't know who it is, but it probably is for Hogwarts guys. I asked my friend Joe, I asked my friend Jake. They said it was for Hogwarts guys.
There we go. So we're official now. We are officially live streaming properly. So hello, James. Hello. Usually you're the first one in the chat, but like today, but welcome. Here. See, here's Joe. So there we go. Yeah. So what's going on today? I'm trying, Lord Mark. That's all I can do. And again, I love your emojis. Twitch really allows for these really, really interesting emojis, and I just love them so much. It's like I have yet. JD seems to have better luck on his Oswald campaigns than I do, because he usually gets like really close to 100%. On surveys. But yeah, honestly, look, I now only give people a year. Believe it or not, I only give people a year to send me their surveys, so that, because I was holding on. There was one campaign I held on to for 5 years, the rewards, and no matter what I did, they never, so I just put those books back into into circulation. But now, because Kickstarter closes the campaign to me after a year, so you know what, if you can't get your survey back to me within a year, what happens is that I just take the books back. Your pledge is considered a donation to the campaign, and we just call it even. That's really it. I will hold on to your pledges for that year, but after that year, that's it. And some of these campaigns are almost expired that I have here. So yeah, that's So what else exciting is happening today? So as you can see on my desk, I have a couple of things going on. So the most important thing is that I finally printed out a color, like a rough color proof of Ego Raven issue 6 that I'm currently proofing. I already had Nita like do a once over on the pages. So as you can see, it's all nice and in full color. And now I just have to make sure that I catch all my coloring mistakes and whatnot and try to get everything. I want to get issue 6 at the printers to proof by Friday. So I'm going to be like really looking through this to make sure that everything is okay, so I could finally get this out. Jaden did a variant cover that I am absolutely dying to see on the holo foil. So I want to get this finally done, so I can so I can get those proofs out, especially now. It's especially now that March 24th is the target date, is the launch date for Eager Raven issue 6, as you can see right there on the side. So yeah, so it's like, what else is going on? So I'm not really sure if I showed everybody this on the last. I know I've been showing them off on the vlogs, but I don't know if I showed them off on here since we last saw each other, pretty much. So you guys all know that I've been, I did mention before, I'm pretty sure, that I've been buying some art books from Japan. There's a seller on eBay who has been, he's selling art books, how to draw manga. So I'm pretty sure I showed this one before. So I just want to show you my latest books that came in. So this one is about composition, doing compositions for manga. So I mean, it's a pretty interesting, it has poses and stuff, and how to, oh no, this is not the composition book, this is the composition book, because it's not like I read Japanese or anything. So this is the composition book on how to do like covers and panel layouts and whatnot, and posters for manga. This one is like kind of like friends hanging out type of book, where it's like you get all like these poses and whatnot of kids going to school and classroom stuff and whatnot. And what I really like about the books is that they come, these particular ones come with a CD inside that I was actually able to test out, because I had to download new drivers. I thought it was broken, but my CD drive just actually needed new drivers. So I was able to get that working, and I was able to see what was on the CDs. And it's literally just everything that you see, all the poses that you see in the book. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take these poses, drop them into whatever program that you're using, and you draw over them. They're literally, it's literally an asset book. If you're using like Clip Studio Paint or whatnot. So so it's just really interesting. So these are the first two that I had gotten because I wanted to try them out, and then I just became addicted since. So these are the latest ones that I'm not sure if I showed on the stream. I know I showed them on the vlog. So this is one of the other books that I got. This one, according to Google Translate, it's how to draw moe boys or something like that. Moe, M-O-E. Jake, tell me what a moe is. So it's like, yeah, I guess it's like, and from what I understand, what a moe or a moe is it's just very innocent looking characters that's supposed to like elicit a very protective response from the reader. So kind of specific, but I mean, we're just gonna chalk this up on how to draw, like, I don't know, young pretty boys, I guess. It's like, I don't know. So that's so this one. Okay, here we go. Yes, moe equals cuteness triggers cute aggression. So yeah, that's technically what this is. Like up here, this is supposed to be the character from moe or moe. But yeah, always be careful with Google Translate though, because it really was giving me like weird translations for the rest of it. And yeah, so it took a while for it, but for some reason moe or moe kept coming up. So I figured it's like, it means bursting or sprouting depending on the writing. Okay, so I'm just gonna like assume this is how to draw pretty boys, I guess, like school age. I mean, I don't know. It's like, just like how to draw cute boys. I'm pretty sure that kind of sums it up. The only thing though, this one did not. This This did not come with a CD, so I don't know. It's probably not every magazine, not every book has that. And this one was pretty interesting too. So this one is how to draw romantic chibis. And this one was pretty funny because they have different books for chibis. And this one specifically was for like chibis in relationships. So it starts, so it starts from like when they start, I guess, like dating all the way to everything else. I gotta be careful with flipping through. Now I'm pretty sure this one's okay. So like here's how Chibi's proposing and getting married, and and I think like there's this weird fighting section. They're fighting, getting a divorce, the whole thing. I mean, I don't know what's going on in here. So so this was like pretty interesting. And again, it's like they have the CD that you drop in to like whatever uh who you mean Jaden, yeah, I would think so. Yeah, it's like she has like, yeah, it's like there was yeah, she's really into like there was some other pieces too where it kind of like gets all really bishonen and bishojo, and it was just like, wait until you see it, wait until you see this stuff. But that was this was a pretty interesting one. And like I said, the CD, you just drop them into like Photoshop or Clip Studio Paint, and you're supposed to draw on top of it, so it's another asset book. These two I can't really show much because well, if you join us on House of Bob, if you join us on House of Bob on March 25th, we will be joined again by Jake Twister, where we will continue our conversation from the last House of Bob show. So I will be able to show the interiors to these next two. So this one is now, like I said, these books that I was getting from Japan, I was really surprised at how hyper specific, like depending on the type of manga that you're doing, you can get very specific books to what you need. And this one is another asset book, except it's specifically for boy love. Look, I'm going full. It's like, look, it seems like in my old age I'm going full Fujoshi, but you can use the poses for anything else, pretty much. But this book is specifically because it's like, you see, it has BL on the top. And for everybody who don't know, it's like, look, boy love just means it's gay comics done by women for women, but the characters are all male. It doesn't mean what it implies. It's just the characters are just gay men in a story written by women for women. Bara is the male version of that. It's gay art or gay comics done by gay men for other gay men. And then there's what's the Yuri, and then there's Yuri, which is the lesbian genre of that. So I got this, and they have like these 12 poses that they show in every angle in the book. Like you could tell this is, and it comes with a CD as well. Like this is an asset book. You're supposed to use this with whatever program that you're using for this. And this last one, I joked about getting it, and I actually did. And it's like, so never joke about these things. Remember, be humble when you joke about things, because you're gonna end up actually buying it, spending real money to buy it. But so this is how hyper specific the Japanese books get. Drawing men's hips, that's exactly what this is. And that's all, it's a thin book, but it's, yeah, I could use this. So, you know what? Anatomical studies, it's always of interest to a growing artist. So yeah, like I said, on House of Bob, I'll be able to get into more detail with that book, because if I show anything right now, YouTube might flag the channel. So let's not take any chances. But this seller on eBay, there's a couple more books that I have a whole list of other books that I want to get. And it's like, yeah, and they're just really interesting. I really like the specificity of the books. It's like, look, they literally have a book just how to draw guys with glasses. It's yes, they have one. Yes, they do. They have that. They have, if you want to, they have for hips, they have it for breasts, they have it for men with glasses. Literally, it's like an entire book on how to draw glasses. It's just funny. It's like I guess like creating manga is no joke there. It's like they obviously take it very, very seriously to put out books like this. So if you can get your hands on them, like I got mine's on eBay, so just to let you know that at least the seller I was using, it was cheaper if I bought multiple books out under one shipping, as opposed to buying, one at a time. So I'm going to save up until I can get like a whole bunch of books at once. And then that way I can just get it with one shipping, because the shippings, from Japan is kind of expensive. So might as well, make the most of it, that's for sure. It's like, that when we get to the drawing table, there was just something that reminded me of it, that of a conversation that we had about webtoons and how hard everybody works, to the point where, what actual animators and manga had died at their desks because of how much overwork, and it's like, that's not cute. That's not a cute look for any industry. It's like, you don't, it's like, it's, but that's another discussion. So today, like I said, I have actually, I have multiple things on the table that I couldn't decide what I wanted to work on today. And the thing is, though, it's like I do have work that I actually have to do. But considering that it's the stream, and considering that we know how it goes, right? I just had, I figured it's like, what? Let's make it chat choice today as to what I work on. It's like I'm kind of like I can kind of go in any direction, with what's on the table. But let's so we're already like a little past the half-hour mark. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to run a bump, get everything set up, transfer over to the table, and then you guys can tell me what you want to see me do today. I have a couple of options, so we'll do that. So let me run that bump, and I'll be right back. Hold on, if I can find it. Okay, here it is. Be right back. There we go. Okay. So did you like my new trailer? You like my new trailer? I'm really happy with making those more cinematic trailers as opposed to like the more utilitarian ones, describing what's in the what's in the Kickstarter. Like, look, you're going to scroll down, so I don't think I need to explain everything in the Kickstarter trailer. But yes, so for those of you just joining us, yes, Ego Raven Air the First Unicorn returns to Kickstarter March 24th. Links are in the show notes below. It's in pre-launch right now, so you can sign up to get notified when the campaign goes live on the vlogs show on that Friday. So at 11 a.m. On the Friday, the 24th, we will be launching the campaign live on the air. So again, make sure you sign up so that you get notified when you get notified when we go live. Yeah. So like I said, it's like, here is my rough color proof. I figure, now that we have the camera, face in a better angle, I can give you guys like just a really quick teaser, I guess, as to, I really like the way that page came out. I really like that one. I was playing around with trying to do some like special effects and whatnot, and I like the way it came out. So, so I just finished this. So like I said, Nita's already taken a quick look through it, just to make sure I didn't have too many commas or not enough commas, or like commas seem to be a thing for me. I don't know, because I have it uploading. So if you wanted to read Ego Raven for free, I do have it uploading on my website at egoworks.com. It uploads every day, Monday to Friday. And I have somebody there who's actually proofreading as it uploads. And I don't know, it's like I either have too many commas or not enough commas. That seems to be the thing. So it's just, I really appreciate the help that he's giving me. And I've been updating the files because of him. So, ultimately, there will be a final, final file. That's correct. So, okay. So this is what I have on the table. So the last time we met, the last time we were here, I was coloring, I was coloring some sketch covers for the Peacekeepers campaign. I actually have 3 more. I have to finish. I have to put a background in this one, and I have 2 more that I have to color. So that's one of the options that we have here, that I can continue coloring. If you guys want to see more of me coloring with my markers, there's that option there. Or I can ink. So I have these 2 pieces that we can kind of, it's like we can choose either one. So I do have, so it's like this one, these are just kind of like what I like to call my fucking around pieces. It's like, it's like, I'm not really using them for anything, but I like, do I have a Berserker Ego Raven too? No, I don't have, no, you know what? That would probably be something that I would need to do. Yes. I would need to make a Berserker image, because it's like, our girl knows how to do that. So, it's like, oh, I forgot to, okay. So all the, no, I just realized that I forgot to update the graphics, the scrolling graphics on this card that I'm using right now. So now you're just seeing Peacekeepers again. It's like, oh, that's fine. I mean, technically I'm still fulfilling Peacekeepers, so you can see those images. You can see those images for the next hour and a half. So I have kind of like this cozy Ego Raven piece. It's like Daniel and Ego Raven, I guess, kind of like taking a break after some quarterstaff sparring. Thought it was a cute piece to put together. So I have this one and this one. And I decided, screw it. I'm going to either put this one. And here we have my characters, my characters, Loki and Eros, cuddling, being cute little shitty selves. So yeah, can you tell that I've been reading too much yoi novels, yoi manga lately? So yeah, so I have this piece of Loki and Eros sharing a cuddle. So yeah, and I have it set up Dakimakura style, so that yeah, if I wanted to with the finished piece, I could get a pillow made of these two, which I might do or might not do. I don't know, depending on how I feel piece is finished. So these are the three choices. So you guys want to see me color or do you want to see me ink? You know, what do you it gets worse, Joe. It gets absolutely worse because, like I said, because it's Dakimakura style. Here's the other side. So yes, so it would be a two-sided pillow. The cuddling. So yeah, so it was just, it was just something I just like really thought was really funny to do. And the thought of having an actual pillow made of this, because you know how I love that shit. So you know, so yeah, so there's one more piece that I did, but I absolutely cannot show that on screen right now. But if you join us on House of Bob, maybe I will treat everybody to the piece, so that you guys can see what I do when nobody's looking. So okay. So what do you guys want to see? What do you guys want to see? Do you want to see me color or do you want to see me ink? So what do we got, chat? What are we in the mood for? Because like I said, I can go either way. Okay, so okay, I got ink. I got okay, so I got someone from okay, so we got ink. Oh, that's you. Okay, because I was like going, hey, how am I answering myself? It's like what is that? That's a brush. Okay, so you want color. Okay, so Efrain wants color, Nita wants inking, Jake wants inking. Okay, okay, so we have three. Okay, so we have okay, so we have on Twitch. It's like, that's Nita. Look at that, trying to get your fake votes in. So okay, so we got ink. Jay wants to see ink. Efrain wants to see color. Or is that, because that's a paintbrush? So I'm assuming, Efrain, you mean color, right? You want to see the color. So we got three. Okay. Okay. Who's the character where every time they touch Eager Raven in the ads, Eager Raven has a look of "Get your filthy hands off of me, you damn stinking human." That would be brilliant. Yeah, it's like at this moment. Yeah, at this moment. Yeah, it's like Aurelian is the villain of the story. He comes back in issue 6. He is well, I mean, yeah. So yeah, it's like Brilliant is originally Eagle Raven's betrothed. Yeah, it's like fiance. It's technically he's her fiance. And yes, Nita is. Yeah, she's swinging the votes. Yes, she is. But I think that there's enough people who want to see inking. So okay, so I'm going to. Okay, so let's say, so I'm just going to put this aside. The thing is, though, I need to finish this anyway later. So either way, it has to get done today so I can send this out. So yeah, and yeah, so okay, so now it's like, okay, so you guys want to see, so which cuddle, which cuddle does everybody want to see? Oh. Oh, okay. Nita has her sea monkeys. that she's setting up. Okay. So which one do we want to go? Do we want to go with okay, you know what? To use to use Joe's vernacular. Are we team Daniel or team Loki? Although at this point Loki pitches for both teams. You know, it's like okay, so you want this one? You want the pillow? Okay, yeah, so okay, so we have one for this one. We have yes. So you know, so we have one vote for the pillow. So okay, so do people want the pinup, or do you want the pillow, or you want the full pinup? What does everybody want? So which one am I inking? You know, so I guess it's like inking is inking, huh? Because I'm not getting any more answers here. So I think we're just gonna go with the pillow then. You know, look, it works for me. It works for me. That's all I can say, Joe. It works for me. Absolutely, it works for me. Although, you know, it's like we're all teams here in this house. We're both, you know. So I guess like you want okay, we're gonna, you know what? Let's just ink. Okay, so I'm gonna start inking the pillow. So I'm just gonna put this aside, you know. So let me, okay, so yeah, because I don't have a bar here to hold. So can you guys see the blue line pretty good? I don't know whether I should change the color of my light if there's enough light. You know, let's see. Oh, now I know what I forgot to do. Okay, so okay, so before we start, let me close that top. Yeah, I know. I've been so busy. I haven't. What's funny is that I have like a ton of ideas for the doodles, but I just had not had the time to put them on paper. A lot of, you know, the usual stupid shit that goes on paper that the doodles do. Okay, hold on. Okay, so no, that's not what I want. So let's see. Okay, so I'm just gonna bring in my music. So the screen's gonna blip a bit. So because this thing is never clean. It never, there we go. So I'm just putting, and okay, so we got a little music. Can you hear the music? Okay, are we good? Okay. Okay, so here we go. So I'm gonna start inking this pillow, my pillow pets. Yeah, so here we go. Okay, so referring to the topic at hand, court is in session. Oh my goodness. So, you know, hold on, let me just hold my breath as I ink this eye in. So with my finishing, getting the proof out. Well, not the proof out, but the rough proof for issue 6, right? So like I said, by Friday I want to have the files over to the printer so that I can get my proofs, so that hopefully when the campaign starts, I have the actual proofs to show off. Now, so the thing is, so what got me thinking about this is, you know, because I got my proof done, so the book is done. So for everyone who's joining me now and are curious about the upcoming campaign, so I have this thing that ever since I started doing Kickstarter, I have this one rule that I follow, and and really, it's like I really do like this is a ride or die for me type of rule, and that is I do not run a Kickstarter unless the book is finished. So so if you're so if you see my campaigns and you're concerned about whether, like how quickly the book's going to ship out, like how soon and whatnot, my books usually ship out about 3 weeks after, about 3 to 4 weeks after a campaign ends. If it's like some depending on which printer I use, sometimes I get the books faster. It's like, and it depends on whether everything comes to me in time. So yeah, so it's like, so that's usually been the case for practically every campaign that I've run, both me and JD. It's like, we close out a campaign, we let it breathe for a couple of days, and then usually by Monday, like if a campaign ends on a Friday, by Monday, Tuesday, we're sending files out to the printer. And and it's like, yeah, and then like by about like 2.5 weeks later, hopefully we get everything back, and then we're shipping stuff out. So by the time our next campaign launches, we don't have anything overlapping. I think that we had that we had a campaign really, really overlap like that, and it's just like that it was like too much going on. But in terms of like fulfillment, it's like I don't run a campaign until the previous one is completely done. So it's not like I'm going to run a campaign, but you're still waiting for the previous books to ship. That's never my intention. So what happened? So we were talking about, I don't know what we were talking about on one of the previous vlogs. So yeah, we were talking about webtoons. I'm trying to trace the train of thought. We were talking about webtoons, and we were talking about how no matter that they all get paid shit, even if they're the top earners on webtoons, because the amount of work that they have to do is so incredible. Like there was this one woman who she had to do like 70 panels a week to meet her deadlines. And in comic book terms, the way that I do, like if you just look at a 6-panel grid, she was doing the equivalent of 11 pages a week. And somehow during that whole conversation, we were talking about, we got into the whole mentioning that, we were talking about Kickstarter, and I was talking about, okay, let's see here. I wonder about the delivery to failing rate of campaigns that is coast on charisma and audience engagement while in either concept or pre-production stage. Well, see, so let me. So yeah, like I said, I'm just trying to find that. Well, that coasts on charisma and audience engagement. Well, what happened, right? So I had made the comment about something along the lines of, that if you really wanted, that you want to build readership, it's like, you have to do the work, it's like, it's that whole thing where it's like, and I had mentioned, don't run campaigns unless your book is done, because it's like, you want to build that trust with the audience. You want people to come back, and it's like the way to do that is to build that trust. And I mean, the way I think is a no-brainer is having your book ready. It's like you do your Kickstarter and you're able to show it off, or this, that, and the other thing. And we ended up with somebody in the chat who took umbrage to that, and which I always find interesting, because it's not like it was the first time that they popped up. Not necessarily in my chat, but it seems like, I don't know. I guess it's becoming a thing now, or a trend, or a little trend, where backers are literally telling uh creators that they won't back their campaigns unless the book is almost finished, unless the book is done, something, like close enough, like and I guess like some creators are really getting their panties in a twist over this, which I don't understand why, because I think it's a reasonable, I think it's a reasonable request on behalf of the person who's going to pledge the campaign. So, it got me thinking. So currently I have 3 outstanding Kickstarters that I have yet to receive. One of them I've been waiting for since February 2020. Which is funny that I was willing to like kind of like continue waiting, okay, it's like probably they had to get it done in China and whatnot. There's certain things that, there's certain like if I know you're going to publish, you're going to get your books printed in China, I know from experience that takes longer than if I'm using a local comic book printer, or at least a printer that's in the United States. It's like, so I understand that. But what happened was that when I went to find out whether that was the case, it just turned out they haven't even sent it to print yet because the artist was too busy to put together the book. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck kind of update is that? It's like, really? It's like, now the thing is, though, is that the campaign itself was not for the book. It was for something else. It was for, I guess, like an animated short, which they technically finished. So technically, the Kickstarter fulfilled because they made the short that they were originally. The book was an add-on that it was a separate thing that I was able to get to support the project. But you're gonna tell me that I'm almost waiting 3 years for this book because the artist can't get her shit together to put it together. So why did you even offer it? I mean, this book obviously didn't exist. Like, it wasn't even in the pre-planning stages when they offered it. So it's like, why did you even offer it? So, and then it's like I have 2 other campaigns that I'm still waiting for. One of them was supposed to, actually kind of both of them were supposed to deliver last year, and I'm still waiting for them. One of them, I'm just getting updates that they just completed the books. They're just proofing it. So it's like, okay, so it's like, all right, you were supposed to deliver it last May. So, or March, last March or something. And it's like, okay, so you're a year over what you're projected. And then the other one, supposedly they're proofing it too. So these 2 books that I've been waiting for that was supposed to deliver last year are finally going, hopefully in the next couple of months. Hopefully. Finally get them. So now, in case of the first one, I'm never backing anything from that company ever again. Right off the bat. It's like, you know what? It's like, you want to be that late with something that you offered that didn't exist. And then it's like, you want to say that's like, oh, because the artist doesn't have the time to put it together. Fucking hire somebody to put something together. What the fuck? Now if I get the book, I'm just giving it straight to Jose. I couldn't care less about it anymore. And the thing is, and it's like, and I'm not going to fight for a $25 refund. The other books, I'm probably not going to back them again next time until they have their books ready. So it's like, what? It's like, I'll wait until you guys go on in demand. Not even. It's like when you guys actually start shipping and you have that book, extras. Just I'll just buy it straight off of you then. Because you know what? It's like, what I don't like is tying up my money that way. Even though technically the books are long paid for, you know what? It's like, I would have rather have bought the book and just right from your store than know I have to wait like 2 years to get it. I'm not doing a pre-order, although, technically that's what these are, right? I mean, when you back a campaign. So that's me personally, because Jose's take on it is that, who cares? If you want the book, you want the book regardless, right? And you see, the thing is, like, well, you see, the problem is that they've gave me enough time to think about whether I really do want the book. That's the thing. Because if I had to buy these, because it's like, if I had to buy these books again, one, I would have definitely have never bought the first one. The other two books, yeah, it would have to be in hand though. And I'm not going to blow up anybody's spot by saying what the books are. It's like, we're not that type of show. So here's the thing. So like I said, so we've been getting a couple of comments about, that, like, oh, writers, it's like, especially if you're a writer, it's like, you can't, it's like, well, they can't afford to get a book finished first. So they need to run a campaign to raise the money to be able to afford to get the artists and whatnot to do the book. And honestly, that's not the point of Kickstarter, and that's not the point of Indiegogo. That's not the point of these campaigns. Kickstarter, it's in the name. It's like, it's to help kickstart your project. It's not completely fund your project. It's supposed to, like, either help you over the hump. I mean, even Kickstarter explains this. This is supposed to help you push along the project that you already have in process. Not, I'm supposed to pay off this book with Kickstarter money. That's not what it's for. And the way I look at it is that if you're in a position where you can't afford to come out of pocket with your to fund your book, you have bigger problems than whether you're going to be able to get a comic together. It's like, okay, so to go back to what Jake had asked, I really do think that has a lot to do with it, that they're coasting on their persona. It's like, oh, people are going to throw money at me because it's me, rather than, and then they're just going to wait. It's like, rather than whether the book exists or not, and then like 3 years later, there's still no book. And I don't understand how you're supposed to endear yourself to an audience that way. You know, and it's like, yeah, the way it seems obvious you'd build a retention with the work and then go next level with a crowdfund. Should there be one? Yeah, you see, that's, yeah, it's like, why you're doing a book nobody's heard of, right? Doesn't exist. You don't have anything. So why would people be interested in crowdfunding it if you haven't established yourself anyplace else? It's kind of a weird argument that it's like that they think it's unfair. Well, okay, it's an investment and not a purchase. You see, creators need to understand that people are investing in a product as opposed to buy a book like in a store. It's like, I don't, you see, I don't, you see, if you're looking at the letter of the law, okay, the concept, because even Kickstarter says, this is not a store, you're not buying a product, you're investing, and just like with any investment, you may or may not get anything out of it, and Kickstarter is not responsible. You see, the thing is, though, is that's boilerplate for Kickstarter, not for the creator. Because in the end, we know that's not what the person making the pledge is expecting. Honestly, nobody is pledging expecting to not get something. They don't pledge to not get something. The idea of them pledging. Now, mind you, I'm not talking about all the other sections on the on Kickstarter. I'm talking about the comic book section, right? Which has a 60% funding / fulfillment rate, 60 to 65%. So in the so the literal boilerplate of Kickstarter is that this is an investment and you might not get anything. But the spirit of Kickstarter in the comic book section is that you're going to get a fucking book. And I think that most people would agree when they, unless you're pledging just to pledge and there's a donation button, you're just doing a donation. Most people pledge to campaigns with the expectation they are going to get a book at the end of it. Right. And I do think that people expect to get those books in a timely manner as well. Like I said, I know, like we just like we pledged to the Faust campaign, right? That the limited edition Faust book, they raised Tim Visual raised like over $100,000 on a limited edition book. They only made like 777 copies and then closed the campaign. So now, for the type of book that they're doing, they can't do print on demand. They're not doing print on demand. So I know they're going to have to send that book overseas to get it printed, which can take up to 3 to 6 months to do that. I mean, if not longer, depending on what's going on. I hear that shortages are still a thing. There's, they're still doing lockdowns. So it could take a bit, and especially with Tim Visual, they did an update where they had to change printers because once the printers got the files, they said, no fucking way we're printing this. Everything was fine up until that point, until they got the files. And it's like, okay, I can understand that because I've seen that happen. where printers decide. I mean, that's why whenever I break in a new printer, the first thing I ask them, how are you with adult material? Because I need to know whether I'm wasting my time. So I understand that. Okay, so that book is going to be a while before we see it. So I understand that, and I'm okay with waiting for that. But the thing is, though, for me, the spirit of Kickstarter is that if I pledge for a book, about a month or so later, month and a half, 2 months, I expect to get a book in the mail. That's my expectation. I mean, it's like, you could tell me all you want how Kickstarter, it was just an investment and this, that. It's like, no, I expect a book in the mail. And most people who pledge to these campaigns expect a book in the mail. Now the thing is that, so these creators who were kind of kvetching in our chat was saying how it was unfair and blah, blah, blah. And that, it's like, oh, how am I supposed to do a comic if I don't raise the money on crowdfunding? And it's like, get a job. It's like, I don't know. It's like, look at your finances. Maybe this is actually not something feasible for you right now. It's like, you haven't even shitted out a concept and you want to run a Kickstarter. And then it's like, okay, so you need the money to hire an artist. How long is it going to take you to find an artist? How long is the artist? Do you even know the artist can even do the work? Do you know how long is it going to take the artist to do it? Am I going to wait 3 years for a 21-page comic? And it's like, and I think that what some creators, have to understand is that maybe, oh, okay, all right, that as an investor, you should see the end product. Creators to understand they need to produce. Yeah, exactly. Yes, to retain any backer, you have to produce and deliver something. I mean, I think, yeah, it's like, yeah, obviously I misunderstood your previous comment. But you would think that that's a given, right? I think that that's a very simple expectation. I think that that's a very basic expectation for Kickstarter. I pledge to your book. I pledge to your campaign. And in 3 months, 2-3 months or whatever, I get a book in the mail. Right. If you can't put any skin of any kind into the comics, then you shouldn't crowdfund. You can't put the cart before the horse. Right, exactly. And I think that because crowdfunding, I guess, has this strange, this oddly earned air of this is an easy way to make money. People are trying to get into Kickstarter when they have no business doing it. They're trying to do comics when they have no business doing it. I mean, it's like, if you don't have all your ducks in a row to produce a comic, by the time you get to even thinking about a crowdfunder, you shouldn't be doing it. And it's like, look, and I sorry to say, sorry, not sorry. Not everybody gets to do everything. Not everybody. It's like you are not, you are not entitled to crowdfund. You are not entitled to have a comic. If it's, and it's like, and that's kind of the vibe that I get from these people who make this argument is that they feel entitled to something that they shouldn't feel entitled to. Like, if you want to do a comic, you do whatever it takes to make that happen. But crowdfunding is the last of your worries. Is the last thing you should be doing. Um, you know, it's and then it's like they want to get mad when people are saying, unless you have a book done, unless I see a proof of concept, unless I see like a proof of it, or at least some kind of proof that you're done or almost done with the book, I'm not backing your campaign. And they have the nerve to get upset about that. And the question is, why? If you're getting mad at what I think is a very reasonable request, then my question would be, why are you mad? What is it about this request that you think is it's unreasonable? I mean, are there creators that I would wait years for? Sure. But it's not many. Because it's like that's running on the assumption that I still want that book 3 years later. Would I, but it's like, these people complaining in our chat. I mean, I think the hubris of them thinking that it's like that. Why are you worth me investing in? And you see, and this is the thing too, because it's like, these are the last people who can convince me why should I support your book blind? Why should I put faith in you being able to do this book that you need to crowdfund right now for some reason, even though you have nothing, right? And it's like, and here's the thing too, because this is the thing that I always mention too. 2 weeks after a crowdfund, you get your money off the crowdfund, right? If it takes you 3 years to put out that book, is that money still there? Can you still ship it? Can you still afford to ship? If you couldn't afford to do the book while you were until you did the crowdfunding, what makes me think you're gonna be able to afford to ship everything out 3 years later when the money's gone? Because there is a book that Jose's been waiting for about 5 years. And this is definitely a book that he'll never back. A creator that he'll never support. Because it's like the creator talked a lot of shit about his book. But then when shit came to Shinola, either one, he couldn't finish it, or he hasn't finished it. And 2, all the money's gone, so he can't afford to ship it, because he also underestimated shipping 5 years ago. So, I mean, pretty much we've accepted that book is never shipping. That pretty much he's going along. I'm pretty sure, hoping people will just forget they pledged on his book. Well, you see, it's, and you know what's funny? It's like, yes, it is. I mean, it's like, you don't need to crowdfund. If you really want to do your book, there are plenty of ways that you could put your book out and kind of gauge that interest before you even think of doing a crowdfunder. You can put the shit on Webtoons, right? You can do zine versions of it. You can do, ashcan versions of it. You can put it on your website, and like I said, it's like, if you need an artist, right? Get another job, it's like, or something, it's like, because I think that it's important for people to prove first that you're serious about this. before before you go around acting entitled to people's money. I want to run, well, but I want to run a Kickstarter now. Why? What makes you so special? You know, that you want people to invest in a product that doesn't well, right. But I mean, but I think that that's kind of like logical. It's like, oh, this is where, this is the stuff that we're putting the book together or whatnot. And then when you put out the book, it's like, oh yeah, that's the stuff that I've seen online on Newgrounds, or wherever, whatever, what anybody is doing. But I think that there's just way too many people who want to treat Kickstarter more like a piggy bank rather than a creative outlet. I mean, I had Eagle Raven on my website for years, but again, it's like I made it a point that when I finally did the campaign, it was going to be finished. Because I wanted to be able to go on a show and go on. It's like, oh, look, yeah, the proof is right here. Oh, look at all the pages that I did. It's like, this is the finished. This is what the finished book is going to look like, and blah blah blah. It's like, I mean, it's like, doesn't it make sense for you to be more excited about a book that you're going to get soon after the campaign that is finished, is ready? Then get a book where they go to a campaign. It's like, oh yeah, here's a couple of panels. We're still working on it. I have to find another writer because it's like, or another artist, because the artist who did these panels, they disappeared on me. So but I need to crowdfund this now. Which one excites you more? I mean, look, had I have known that the book wasn't finished, the book didn't even exist. But you know what? But then again, maybe I would have spent that money anyway because of the reputation the company had at the time. I didn't have a reason at the time to think that this book that I was going to wait 3 years for a book. Oh, well, that's for sure. I mean, it's like, well, it's at least monetarily, it's not a 9 to 5. I mean, it's like, yeah, I spend more than 9 to 5 on doing my work, but monetarily, it's not 9 to 5. There is nothing. There's nothing stable about the money doing comics. So, so I just found it like really strange to just see these people like pop up, like. What are you entitled to? You're entitled to make a comic? You're entitled to crowdfund? I mean, why are you mad, bro? Kind of thing, because here's the thing. It's like, if you broke, doing a comic should not be your priority right now. I mean, that's the thing. If you broke, this is not an easy way to make money. This is so this should not be on your list. So yeah, I just thought it was just like a really weird complaint. But here's the thing. I mean, it's like, would you wait? So yeah, would you wait 3 years if a book was taking 3, 4, 5 years to ship? I mean, is that something that you care about? You know, I mean, is that something that's, I mean, like what's the longest, what's the longest you waited for a Kickstarter reward? You know, so chats, you know, it's like, you know, because I'm pretty sure, you know, everybody's, you know, everybody's pledged to a Kickstarter on one, you know, one way or another. So whichever platform, but like, what was the longest you've waited? 4 years. 4 years. Okay, so we got 4 years. Yeah. Like I said, Jose is waiting five years on that one book, but he already knows he's not getting it. There was, oh, what was her name? Leah Hernandez. She did a campaign that's already hit 10 years. You know, and the reason why I know about it is because I guess like there was a particular guy, I guess it got written up somewhere in one of the I don't know, one of the online blogs or something, where there was this one guy on the campaign who every year he literally, like, after, I guess, like after he realized she wasn't going to fulfill, every year he's made it a point to post on the launch date of the original campaign, um I guess kind of like, you know, wishing the campaign a happy birthday. It still hasn't fulfilled or something, you know. And he already marked the 10th anniversary of this campaign, you know. And it's like, you know, Leah Hernandez was talking about, it's like, oh, I'm going to pay everybody back and this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, honey, it's like, you know what? It's like, why did you? And I honestly, and I think that especially on that timeline, 10 years ago, I really do think that was an issue back at the beginning, like near the beginning of Kickstarter, where a lot of these, not a lot, but like several of these name artists, where they were running what I like to call lifestyle Kickstarters. They were running, and they were incredibly unpopular even back then. You see, oh, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Those Kickstarters that people are trying to run now and complaining, you know, that's like, oh, nobody's allowing me to raise money so I can buy. They used to do that at the very beginning, at the early days of Kickstarter. You had a lot of famous people, a lot of famous artists try to get on Kickstarter, right? And run what I like to call lifestyle campaigns, where it's like they said the book didn't exist. They were outright say the book didn't exist, but what you were funding was their ability to work on that book for a year. So they were saying you were literally funding to pay their bills for the year so they could work on that book. Oh, and people chased those guys off so quickly. There was an infamous one. I think it was who it was, like it was Frank Cho and Bill Willingham. And they literally tried to run a lifestyle campaign on Kickstarter. This was like, yeah, about the 10, 11, 12 years ago. At the very beginning of Kickstarter, where nobody knew what the book was, right? It's like they had no concept, right? But they literally thought people would pay them to stay home and collaborate on a book. And yeah, they got a lot of shit for that campaign. Frank Cho and Bill Willingham. Nobody wanted to do that shit for them, but some broke ass nobody in the chat, in our chat, was upset that people didn't want to take a chance with them. You know? I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous now that I really think about it. You know? And it's just, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And in the end, it's like, that's what they're trying to pull. It's like, no, I want you to fund my lifestyle while I, so that I can maybe get a book done. Oh, let's see. I recommend looking up the story of Michael Superbacker. Interesting. Let me see. There has to be an exceptional rail talent behind that long wait to convince for a delivery to ship. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, your name has to be like Mike Plug, Bernie Wrightson, like a Bernie Wrightson book, or it's like Richard Corbin. Like that has to be the names that I'm waiting for. Not some, like I said, not some broke ass wannabe bitching in a chat how people are saying that they won't back a campaign unless the book is done. Is your name, Richard Corbin? No, then ain't nobody waiting for your dumbass book, type of thing. It's like, it's like, what? Let me guess. You're doing an Earthstats superhero comic from, from Image circa 1990. Let me guess. Is that what you're doing? 90? No. When did an Image pop up? 97, I think. It's like, oh, it's like Batman but different, Superman but different. Okay, now I'm being bitchy. Now I'm being a catty bitch. Well, same thing with they're doing so they're doing a remastered version of Den. So that's I think like the big book that's coming out. So yeah, so I don't know when that book is supposed to come out. They're taking like the old plates from the original Den, and they're remastering it, they're recoloring it. I guess like yeah, I don't know why. I don't know the colors. It's like I saw some samples of what they were doing, and it's like, whoa, what happened to the originals? So I mean, it's like, because Richard Corbin, I mean, I remember him, and his incredible use of color. And yeah, I was just really surprised. It's like, it was almost like they faded or something. Like, I don't know if they don't have the original plates anymore. Or something. Like, I don't know. But yeah, so I'm sure, yeah, it's like, if it's popular, if it's something that's big, there's always somebody who wants to do a different version of it, but like that, but different. Wonder Woman, but there was one where somebody in a comment saying, I want to do my own comic. I want to do like Wonder Woman, but not bitchy. But they didn't know how to, like, they weren't a writer, they weren't anything. It's like, and it's like, what the hell kind of descriptor is that? One, what the fuck comics are you reading? And two, it's like, really? That's your selling point? Wonder Woman, but not bitchy? I mean, it's like, I mean, it's like, that's, I mean, it's just, I mean, I don't know. It's like that in and of itself, it's like, right. Yeah. Yeah. Same, but different, because I am a unique snowflake, and I'm going to be, everybody thinks they're the big innovator, But I mean, I can't really, I can't really, goof on that too much, because it's like, look, people have been thinking that. I mean, even when we came on the scene in 1992, we thought we were the next big thing. I think everybody, but granted, we were like 17, 18 at the time, when we started, and then it's like, when we finally got printed, I think we were like just entering our 20s. And, and yeah, and we thought we were the next. I mean, everybody does. You know, everybody thinks that they're the next big thing. I guess it's just, but like I said, we were young. It's when I'm seeing like 40-year-olds coming out like that. It's like, oh, I'm the next big thing. I go, really? Yeah, slow down there, Elon. You know, it's like, you know, and in the end too, it's like Elon didn't innovate anything. He just bought out companies, that did the innovating and then just took the credit for it. Contractually took the credit for it. So yeah, he's not an innovator either. You know. So I don't know. So yeah, so it's like I was just like, so in the end, it's like I was just surprised that these people showed up in the chat and like was trying to argue. It's like, oh, not everybody. It's like, oh, like one of the arguments that I heard on another stream. I didn't hear it. You know, where it's like they literally was saying that expecting a crowdfund to have a completed book before it runs is poor shaming. And it's like, oh, it's like, oh, kudos for you trying to co-opt activist language for some bullshit about comics. Kudos to you. you know, and two, it's like, you know what? Let's run with it. If me not wanting to support a campaign until the book is finished is poor shaming, then yeah, I'm poor shaming. Let's run with the stupid definition that they're giving themselves for that. Yeah, I'm poor shaming. Because your broke ass has other things to worry about than running a crowdfunder. I mean, back in my day, you had to have money in hand to go to the printer to get your shit printed. There was no put it on a credit card and and whatnot. You had to have cash. You had to send a check in the mail. You had to send your originals, because they had to make plates from them. They had to photograph them, Xeroxes, Xerox machines didn't become commonplace until a little later on. It was just, so it's like, for them to say that, it's like, you could do, it's like what Jake says, you could do so much to show off your work and to gain interest and to build that audience, that, and that's the thing. It's like, if you don't have the money for a book to get a book together, what kind of audience do you have already? What makes you think that people on crowdfunding platforms are going to come out to you? So already you're telling me you don't know, you haven't even started the work, much less have the work finished. I mean, it's like, and that's the thing too. I think that there's just way too many people who try coming in, like I said, thinking that this is like an easy way to make money. And then they get shocked, I say, when they realize this is hard work. And it's like, do tell. Do tell. And mind you, we haven't even gotten to like the promotional stage. They think that they could just drop their shit on a Kickstarter or whatever and then walk away and then come back and collect the money. I mean, it is, and then they come back and wonder why they only made $200. If even, and that's because grandma, they got, their uncles to I mean, it's like, where are you getting these ideas? You know? You know, and because it's like they always seem, people like that always seem to flame out the second they need to start promoting the Kickstarter. What do you mean I have to promote it? What do you mean I have to post to social media? What do you mean I have to go on shows? It's like, what do you mean you don't know that? You know, what do you mean that that's a surprise to you? What did you think was going to happen? You know, and it's like, yeah, so you know, so telling me that you don't have the money to put a book together, but you feel entitled to a crowdfunder, is already telling me way more about you than what you're meaning to. You know? I mean, it's like, look, you know, I mean, yeah, because it's like and that's the thing. They don't really know what their ROI is, return on investment. They don't really know, because they're so underestimating what it takes to run a crowdfunder. You know, whatever platform you're on. You know, because in the end, it's like, it's, you know, it's the same work. You know, people just don't show up. You know, it's like, yeah, it's like, maybe it kind of looks like that on Kickstarter because it's the largest platform. It has the most people on it. But the thing is, though, you still have to, it's like, look, it's like Nina told me there's a bit.ly link for one of the previous Eagle Raven campaigns that got like 12,000 hits. So it's like, people clicked on that shit 12,000 times. They saw my campaign. 12,000 people saw my campaign for one of the previous Eagle Raven books. But so far, I've only managed to get 173 backers. But 12,000 people clicked that link. You know? So, you know, it's like, you still have to engage people. You know, and it's like, and even then, I try to be as engaging as possible. You know, it's like being very concise and clear on my campaigns and whatnot. And it's still, I'm still missing out on a lot of people. 12,000 people clicked on that link. You know, I mean, for all I know, I only got 20 of those people to sign up. You know, but these guys think that all they have to do is just show up. All they have to do is press launch, and that's it. Oh, the money's going to come rolling in for your Wonder Woman, not bitchy Wonder Woman comic. You know? You know, it's like, make sure you put an American flag in there too. You know? You know? Yeah. Oh, so here's a book for startup business model generation by Alexander Osterwalder. Okay. Ooh, all right. Well, probably another book I have to take a peek at. You know, because I like, you know, I'm always curious about like how to optimize these things. You know, like, you know, like what else, you know, like what else is available out there for us as creatives, you know, in terms of, you know, because in the end, it's like we're playing a numbers game, you know, because that's the thing. It's like trying to get as many people as we can to see our work. You know, whether it's, you know, on a crowdfunder or online, you know, like online somewhere, like if it's on Webtoons or something. you know, I mean, it's like, yeah, it's, you know, I don't know. Maybe that's why these people irritate me so much. You know, because they literally just, if they just walk right in and, you know, they'll be superstars. And it's like, no, there's a lot more to this, you know? And already you're telling me you're not willing to do the work, you know? I mean, yeah, that's probably why. Because it's like, you know, I'm constantly like, not obsessing, but like I'm always looking at ways to just improve what I'm doing. You know? It's like, oh, we got Christmas music going on? What the heck? Hold on. We don't need Christmas music. It's way too early for that. There we go. Okay. The heck. You know, that's the only thing. I wish that there was a way for that I was able to like filter out the holidays music from Epidemic Sound from their playlists. You know, but yeah, but you know, it's funny because it's like, you know, because me and Nita were talking about this, and I was like going, it's like, you know what, it's like that. It's like if there is a hill that I'm dying on, it's the whole having your book ready before running a Kickstarter. I mean, that is like no ifs, ands, or buts. You know, it's like that's why when people when people come on our vlogs and I interview them, one of the questions that I ask is the book done? You know, because it's like, you know, I really do think that's important. God forbid, right? You know, um, because it's like I think that by having a book done, you're going to get a more enthusiastic response than if you're telling, oh, no, we just started or blah, blah, blah. We still, have to get things done and find an artist and blah, 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 and this, that, and the other thing. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know about you, but I know which campaign I'm more likely to support. You know, I mean, yeah, it's like I don't know. Yeah, I think that's why that's why that attitude irritates me. You know, I don't know. It's like I don't know. Maybe I just take all this too seriously. Because sometimes it feels like like am I the only one concerned about this? Like am I making a big deal about nothing? Like, is everyone just like okay with waiting like a year? Like Jesus Christ, if I put out Eager Raven at the same rate as a lot of people do with their comics, I'd only be on issue 3 right now. And only on Eager Raven. It's not even talking like putting out. I mean, it's like you would think that the ability to run Kickstarters would allow people to put out books more often. And there are people who are literally only doing a book a year. It's like you're literally waiting for one whole ass comic in 1 year. And it's like, yeah, and I think, honestly, I think that's, yeah, I think that's a fair, sure. Yeah. Like I said, it's like, at least show me, at least tell me, people have something to look forward to soon, but yeah, but I mean, it's like, yeah, but sometimes it's like, it just feels like, it's like, oh, maybe I just care too much. It's like, because like, look, in the end, it's like, it's not like I can stop anybody from doing anything. You want to support a book that's kind of vague and, or whatnot. And, and it's like, and you don't know, it's like, you don't know for sure whether you're going to get it anytime soon. I mean, that's, I can't stop you. If you want to run a Kickstarter without having anything, I can't stop you. I mean, that's the funny thing. I mean, these people came into the chat like I was running Kickstarter. Well, you're not going to, no, you are not allowed. You're not. It's like, dude, it's like I'm just one person on the internet talking. Do whatever the fuck you want. I mean, it's like, that was also the stupid thing too. It's like, they're coming into the chat to argue. And it's like, bro, it's like, if you want to fucking run a Kickstarter based on nothing, that's on you. You're the one that's going to build your reputation based on that, not me. Because it's like, it's like, I mean, it's like, really, it's like, people putting out a fucking book a year, and then wondering why their audience isn't growing. It's like, that's on you. That I can't stop you. Why are you talking? Like, why are people coming into the chat talking like I'm gonna stop them? It's like, do whatever the fuck you want, you broke ass asshole. Just do whatever you want. I don't know. Maybe, yeah. Maybe I'm just, I don't know. I don't know. But that shit kind of made me a little bit more crabby than I thought. Yeah, I agree. I think we should keep the disclaimers. Yeah. There's a reason why they're there. We get in trouble enough on Facebook, But yeah, I don't know. It's like this. I don't know. Like I said, it's like I've just been not having it with people's entitlement lately. Yeah. Yeah, that's I only yeah, that's true. I only tolerate one asshole. Well, two of them. These two. I only tolerate these two. I can't, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, people just be acting entitled, and it's like, I don't understand why. Like, and here's like I said, I'm just one person on the internet. Why they're taking everything, something that I'm saying that personally, it's like, it's just, I don't know. I just find it funny / annoying, because like I said, it's like, do whatever you want. But I know what hill that's the hill I'm dying on. If your book is not done, I'm not supporting your campaign. I already got burned 3 times on that shit. That's all I need. Like I said, Jose doesn't care. He just pledges, and then when he gets kickstarted, that he forgets what he pledges anyway, and then they get, you see, and that's the funny thing too, because what is it? It's like, I don't remember. Like someone was saying, it's like, yeah, it's like, on one hand you have people complaining about getting their books faster, but then the second they get them in the mail, they just toss them to the side. It's like, they probably, most people get Kickstarters and don't even read it, but they want to complain about how quickly or not quickly they're getting them. And, and it's like, okay, all right, sure. And I mean, I know where my money's going. Maybe they're afraid I'm going to convince other people, to not. It's like, look, honestly, look, like I said, this is the hill I die on. If your shit ain't done, you're not getting my money. That's it. I'll wait until it ends up on your store. If I'm that interested in what you're doing, I'll wait till it shows up on your store. And honestly, it's like if you're going to be the type of person that's going to whine to me about how I'm keeping you from doing something, or it's like, oh well, it's like that's not fair to me. It's like you know what, bro, I don't have to support your book at all. Thanks for you couldn't convince me to buy your book, but boy, was it a lot easier to convince me not to buy it. Oh, well, that's okay. Yes, I will definitely give you that. There are a few things that should be talked about with men, it's money, women, their age, and common people, their backlog. Yeah, no, it's really. I mean, if I could put out more books, I could, honestly. But I mean, for this year, I made it a point that I was not going to stress myself out the way I was doing last year, trying to like crank out books, every couple of months just to be able to get Kickstarters out. It's like Nina's already seen me have 2 panic attacks, and it's like it's good. We're good. We're good. We don't need that anymore. Because like, I was just going over like more of a hypothetical schedule for the rest of the year. And I mean, honestly, it's like, I think that, wait, 1, 2, yeah, I, for the rest of the year, I can only fit in another 4 books. And that's counting Eagle Raven 6. It's like, I really, I really can't see how I can fit in more books than what I've done. That I want to be able to schedule. So, I mean, 6. I'm planning, and meanwhile, these people are complaining about, oh, it's like they're only doing 1 book a year, and it's like, come on, bro, you want me to take you seriously? Maybe if that 1 book was a thick ass trade paperback, maybe, it's like, that's different. It took you a year to make a thick ass trade paperback, but we're talking about 32-page book, a 24-page book, a 21-page book, Oh, and there's a segue. Yes, definitely expect Raunch at House of Bob, March 25th. Yes. So like I said, we're going to be continuing the conversation we started with Jake on last month's show. And in this episode, we are going to talk about what happens when artwork makes us uncomfortable. Which I think is that's going to be a very interesting conversation, considering some of the manga that I've been reading lately, and and it's just like the crazy shit that so it's just really, so it's going to be a very interesting conversation, so make sure you join us at March 25th, Saturday night, from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. and we are going to have a very uncomfortable conversation. So let me just finish Eros's scarf here. And then it's like so I'm really pleased with how this is coming out. These two I tell you how much I love my own characters? I love my OCs so much. I love them. I really do. You know. Yeah. So let me just there we go. Got to be careful with I got to keep. Yeah, it's like I'm trying not to smudge anything, you know. But yeah, so here we are. You know, we're just hitting the top of the second hour. So, you know, but okay, but you know what? Look, here's the piece that everybody wanted me to ink out of everything, and I'm really happy with the way it came out. What I'm really happy was I made the decision. Usually I work on 9x12, which, as you can see comparatively, you know, so here, you know, but I had a feeling that this particular image would have been a little too small for me. Like on a 9x12, it works best for me if my characters are like really large, especially like the faces if they're large, because it's like, you know, inking. You know, because inking is just, you know, easier for me. But this one I felt would have been too small on this, so I moved it up to, I think it's like 11x14, and I'm really happy that I did that because yes, Jake, is definitely another successful office rotation. Yes, it was. But yeah, but I'm really happy that I did the larger page, because usually if it's too small, I end up messing the faces too much because it's too small. But this happened to be the best size for it. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to finishing like the both sides of the pillow. And like I said, depending on what I feel like, I might actually get a pillow done. Luckily they have, because usually the pillows, the dakimakuras, it's like there's only for one character, but the supplier that I use, I think they have one that's wider, so I can put like a couple's image on it, and yeah, so it'll look really it'll work really nice. You know. So yeah, so that this is working out really well, so I'm really happy with that. So oh, Doodle Play-Doh. I know, right? We need Doodle Stoics. That's to come out. And thank you, Jake. Thank you. You know, I mean, you know, making making the wannabes nervous, I guess. I don't know. Because like I said, the way they be acting up in the chat sometimes on the vlog, it's like, I mean, Jesus Christ, we're just talking. You know, I'm sorry, not sorry that I'm not going to support a book that's not done. Look, like I said, that's the hill I'm dying on. But you know, like, no, but like I said, I'm not stopping anybody. You know, so I don't know. You know, so let me just shut the music off here. Let me see. So let's move this, and poof, there we go. Right. Hold on, where's my cursor? Yeah, I know, right? I mean, look, knowing the Japanese, I wouldn't put it past them that someone's done that already. When you have Comiket, when they're talking about Comiket has over 30,000 doujinshi artists there, somebody's done this already. I'm positive. You know, I mean, it's like, look, but the thing is, it's like, yeah, it's like, you know what? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if someone actually did that. You know, so let me just, you know, center my camera there. So there we go. So here we are at a little past the second hour. Yeah, so hey, you know what? Look, we got some inking done today because you guys asked for it. Thank you so much. I'm gonna have to, after the show's over, I'm gonna have to go back to those sketch covers and finish coloring them because, like I said, I got to get the last of these packages out for Peacekeepers. Now let's see what. So here we go. Poof and poof. There we go. Oh my goodness. So there you have it. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you everybody for being in the chat. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Joe, Afrain. It's like oh wow, you guys really dominated the chat here. It's like Nita was in the chat, Jay Solano, Efrain. If I missed your name, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure you're in there. So Lord Merrick, thank you so much for showing up on Twitch. Thank you. Charles Santino, thank you for dropping by. Yeah. Look at that, writing the mangoes as we speak. So thank you so much. And yeah, so like I've said before, Eagle Raven returns to Kickstarter on March 24th. Link in the show notes. Also check out some of the other Kickstarters that I have listed in the show notes for you to check out. We have Doghouse. We have Nightwolf issue 7 is coming back to Kickstarter. Roll Motari's Nightwolf. We have The Legend of Sparkle Dog, which is also back on Kickstarter as well. There's An Alien in My Toilet, Volume 1, Sam Vera's book. That's also on pre-launch as well. There's so just everything's in the show notes. There's a bunch of books that I don't remember right now, but all the links are in the show notes. And if you want to see more interesting, so thank you so much for joining me. Yes, thank you to the 5 people who are still who made it to the end of the 2 hours. I might have been a little bit crankier than I was expecting to be about the topic, but like I said, people are just silly, and sometimes I really just don't understand why they're silly like the way they are. So I don't know. So, but thank you so much to the 5 people watching me from regions beyond. Thank you so much. So if you want to see more about me, my artwork, find about more of my campaigns, all that stuff, just find out more about me. You can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites, but I mostly post to Facebook. If you are into seeing sketches and current work in progress and stuff, and I guess like real-time updates. And I'm just trying to find everything, here. And also remember that you can watch all of my videos on how I make all my work here at my channel at Daphne Lage Art on YouTube, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network. And and you can make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you get notified whenever any of our shows go live. And so it's like, so we have our next show is going to be Friday at 11 a.m. All times are Eastern, and then we'll return on Monday with another vlog, and then on Wednesday we'll do another live stream again, barring anything popping up. But pretty much most likely I'm going to do a live stream. I try to keep these, once a week. And remember that you can read Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn at my website at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. It uploads every day, Monday to Friday, in the full color Kickstarter version. But if you're feeling impatient, you can download a free PDF of the first 16 pages of the first issue. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a Lord of the Rings type of adventure, you can follow the link over to Tall Tales Online, TAILS, and not only can you read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free, but you can also read the current story arc Tears of the Mother, which is uploading every day, Monday to Friday as well, for free. So, there's always a way to be able to get your book out there without having to crowdfund if you can't right now. So it's the internet. The options are limitless. You just have to make the effort, to figure it out. And speaking of free comics, don't forget to sign up for my monthly newsletter, where not only do you get free, you get updates for everything coming up, but you also get free PDFs as well. You get a free copy of Ego Raven, a free copy of Tall Tales, and free copies of the Oswald Chronicles to try out. So there's, so there's always something. So there you have it. Thank you so much for joining me. And, usually on this stream, I don't have really a quippy anything to to end with. But, considering today is March 15th, remember, every month has an Ides, and all of them should be feared. So thank you again, and I will see you next time. Bye.